Welcome to This Just In, a weekly news show highlighting the people and events in Newport News Public Schools, where our high school students learn and grow through unique scientific challenges. Many times, in science and in life, mistakes and failures lead to amazing breakthroughs and discoveries. That's why Minchville High School's lead science teacher, Ashley Chassard, empowers her students to learn from their mistakes, problem solve, and embrace the scientific quest for answers. This school year, Minchville students enrolled in Honors Molecular Cell Biology spent the first semester learning about biochemistry, various lab techniques, and the inquiry nature of the scientific process. After harnessing these college-level concepts, the students moved on to honors research and applications in cellular processes, which focuses on research design, applied math and statistics, and a culminating student-led research project. In groups, students were free to pick their own topic for their research project, as long as the answers weren't readily available through a quick online search engine. Meaning, these students had 12 weeks to form a question about molecular cells that hadn't been answered before, research their topic with related literature, create their own procedures to gather results, and then present their findings formally. The 4 student groups decided to use zebrafish to conduct 4 different studies, including the implications of steroids on the health of the heart, the effect of alcohol on the neurological development of embryos, how motor functions are affected by common substances consumed by teenagers, including nicotine, red dye 3, and caffeine, and if certain antihistamines could improve the symptoms of Parkinson's disease. Zebrafish are widely used for biomedical research and neurological observations since they share genetic similarities with humans. Also, their embryos and larvae are transparent, allowing direct observation of brain development, and they grow quickly, enabling efficient and timely studies. With their topics chosen, the teams had to design, plan, budget, and then run their experiments. 2 to 3 days after the zebrafish embryos were fertilized, the student scientists introduced foreign substances such as ethanol, caffeine, growth hormones, and neurotoxins to create drug-induced symptoms of Parkinson's disease. With no lab sheet or discussion questions to guide their exploration, students relied on trial and error, learned from mistakes and miscalculations, and dealt with time and budget constraints. Chassard gave the students complete ownership of their projects as they experienced the highs and lows of lab work. But these dedicated, focused, and driven students were undeterred in their quest to complete the challenge placed before them. Even when high amounts of caffeine killed the zebrafish, or the timing of the administered substances had to be recalculated, these students rose to the occasion. 5 days after the zebrafish hatched, the teams recorded observations, collected data, and began analyzing their findings. They carefully transported each larva into multi-well plates to examine them individually. Using a dissecting microscope, the teams recorded data that was particular to their topic, such as heart rate, deformities, and speed of movement. The final hurdle was writing a research paper and presenting their conclusions to an audience of school leaders, science educators, and family members, allowing the skills learned in these courses to move beyond the sciences as students learn the value of communication, collaboration, and public speaking. Unfortunately, lab research of this type is not cheap. Since these courses began in 2017, primary funding has come through grants and donations. This year, NNPS Superintendent Dr. Michelle Mitchell helped secure the additional funding to offer students a rich and beneficial learning experience. Through this intensive lab-based research project, these Minchville students gained far more than content knowledge. Instead, they acquired real-world science skills and a higher level of critical thinking to prepare them for immediate success in college and a variety of careers in STEM-related fields. High school students at the Virtual Learning Academy at Point Option are shifting their futures into high gear. Through a grant, the Virtual Learning Academy has partnered with Flying Classroom, the passion project of pilot, educator, and adventurer Captain Barrington Irving, providing interactive hands-on lessons, professional development training, and specialty builds that move beyond traditional learning. For months, interested virtual learning students met in person with lead science teacher Gretchen DeWall to receive direct instruction from the Flying Classroom's talented educators through Zoom meetings. During each engaging STEM lesson, students built foundational knowledge about solar power, electrical circuits, and computer coding, all in preparation for their big build, assembling 2 full-sized solar-powered go-karts. In April, educators from Flying Classroom traveled from Florida to assist the Virtual Learning Academy students in person. Over 4 days, educators offered the students limited guidance, allowing them to learn on their own, problem solve when something didn't fit right, and communicate with their classmates as they worked collaboratively. Through the Flying Classroom, students become explorers as they venture into new realms of understanding. There were no blueprints to follow, only the knowledge and guidance gained while completing the virtual lessons in the weeks leading up. These students had expected to spend the school year learning mostly in a physically distanced virtual setting. Instead, building and learning in person strengthened their bonds as they made lasting friendships. Some students naturally served as project managers, while others enjoyed the hands-on technical work. This allowed each of them to sample different STEM careers, such as mechanical and electrical engineering. Many of the students had never used mechanical or power tools before, and as the build progressed, they began assembling the electrical components. All powered by the massive solar panel they securely mounted on top of each go-kart. All the supplies, electrical parts, frames, and specialized tools were supplied by Flying Classroom. On the 4th day, the go-karts were completed. With safety helmets strapped on and seat belts buckled, students took turns driving the go-karts they built from scratch. What were only parts and ideas days earlier were now 2 fully operational cars powered by alternative energy sources. Through trial and error, these young scientists learned to persevere to achieve their goals. And their science teacher, Gretchen DeWall, couldn't have been more proud as she personally witnessed their growth through every step. By providing students with non-traditional learning experiences, their enthusiasm fueled the learning, allowing these young explorers to learn far more than they expected. Summer break is quickly approaching, and the last week of the school year will have an adjusted schedule for dismissals. From Monday, June 10th to Wednesday, June 12th, early childhood centers, elementary and middle schools will all have an early dismissal for students, while high schools will have a half-day dismissal these 3 days. Check your school schedule for exact times of early and half-day dismissals. The last day of school for students is Wednesday, June 12th. Enjoy your summer. Thanks for joining us for this week's edition of This Just In, and check out more fun and informative videos at nnpstv.com to see the many great things happening in Newport News Public Schools. Thanks for watching.